And before it was our cat, Paul Bunyan, who would have been in here, and he ruined so many of my recordings because, like, there'd be like I'd get a good take on the guitar and that last, chord just decaying, and then he'd be like, in the summer he's an outside cat, so he still is with us, but he's outside. And Figaro, we think he thinks with a French accent, but all of the Moonchild songs were recorded like at the foot of my bed on a rolling cart with a laptop and I think this microphone.
Nice. Welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party, your weekly musical happy hour where musicians pick an album from their back catalog and tell the stories behind their favorite tracks in front of a live online audience.
This week we talk with folk singer-songwriter Kelley Smith. We revisit her 2022 debut album, Moonchild, talk about her late arrival to songwriting after having 4 kids, connecting with her Canadian producer via Instagram, and the unique story that inspired the album art. So pour a beverage, grab a snack, and kick back as we listen to music together here on the Back Catalog Listening Party, where it's always Friday and old albums never sounded better. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party. My name is Mother Banjo, one of your hosts.
My name is Anthony Ehrig, the other host.
And today we have joining us, I believe from her home in northern Minnesota, Kelley Smith.
Hi. That's cute.
And folks are excited for the show, joining the party right on time. Emily LaPlante, a great musician and friend.
Hey,
she looks like she got front row seat here at this party. Yeah. She has 3 devil horns emojis happening. She's ready to rock and roll. And Alan says, happy Back Catalog Listening Party, everybody. Is enjoying an Oktoberfest.
Ooh, nice.
And looks fine in a certain pint glass, let me say. I'm guessing it might be similar to the pint glass Tony has.
Why, as a matter of fact, it might. It's a Back Catalog Listening Party pint glass, which today mine is filled with the NA version of Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA.
Ooh, yum. Nice.
They have one of those?
Yeah.
Oh.
Deschutes also has a great NA like Black Butte Porter, which is quite tasty. So just letting y'all know. Connie joining us from Richfield. Christy and Kermit join us from Cambridge with their cat, Oli.
Hey, all right, Hi, the whole gang.
My elderly cats might make an appearance as well during the Back Catalog Listening Party. Kelley, are you enjoying any kind of beverage or snack?
I have tea.
Excellent.
In my horsey cup. And if at any point I need more, I'm going to have to pour it out of my teapot, which will make a really intimate noise. A wet noise. Sorry, that came out really weird. I'm just going to demonstrate now so we can just like fix it.
This is the ASMR portion.
Yeah, I like it.
It's Mullen tea.
Oh.
Nice. How about you, Ellen?
I'm enjoying my nice dry rosé on this summer day. Nice. So cheers to all of you out there.
Cheers, Ellen. Cheers, Kelley.
We're happy to have you joining the party with us today. If you're new to the Back Catalog Listening Party, this is the show where we invite some of our favorite artists on to revisit old records. And it's our musical happy hour. And we love it when folks chime in with their comments and questions and memories as well. So if you have any, if Emily has any backstories, she can share them in the live chat, and we look forward to that. For folks who maybe are less familiar with your music, Kelley, maybe you can give us a 2-minute origin story of like where you grew up and how you fell into writing songs.
2 minutes. Wow.
We won't time you. It's
starting.
Okay.
It all started. I grew up on a camp in the woods, kind of on a smaller lake by Mille Lacs Lake, which would be like in between Onamia, Minnesota, and Garrison, Minnesota for, Garrison was a very small town with a big giant fish statue right on the lake, and that was where we would go. do all of our in-town stuff. And yeah, anyways, that has nothing to do with this. But so essentially, like, I grew up very much in the woods, and I grew up with very musical parents, and my mom was much more into. She was a music teacher, so she was classically trained, and so we did the piano lessons and all of that. And my dad, he was a Catholic seminary dropout turned hippie. And his first band was, they named it Nirvana. And this was, years before the Nirvana.
The original Nirvana.
Yeah, my dad was in the original Nirvana. And
Nice.
like he wore like brown corduroy bell bottoms. And I mean, really the whole thing. And so he was responsible for my access to like a lot of classic rock and the Beatles and Simon and Garfunkel and things like that. So I grew up sort of just immersed in music, but I didn't really lean into it in this way until I was 35, 4 kids, and I had a guitar, but I hadn't really played it for those younger years of being a mother, and then just some things happened that made me really need my guitar. And so I would tuck my kids into bed every night and then just sit in the kitchen and just be completely time blind and unaware, and it'd be 1 or 2 in the morning and I'd still be up, figuring things out on that thing. So that's kind of, is that good? Is that 2 minutes?
That's great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Well, we are really excited to revisit this EP with you tonight, Moonchild. And tell us about this EP. Was this your first recording, or did you put something else out before this?
This was my first recording. It came out when I was 40 in 2022, and those were my first songs, at least finished songs, and they were written during the COVID times. And I don't know, it was just a really special space for that. I'd been afraid of writing songs because I find words to be very intimidating, and so I didn't think that I could be a writer, though that is what I wanted. And so I think just the COVID time sort of opened up this space for me, and I decided to give it a try. And so the Moonchild EP songs are, they all happen in a short amount of time, I guess. So.
Excellent. Well, because this is an EP, we will hear many of the songs from this collection. So we're really excited about that. And we're going to start off, I think this is the second track on the album, Marriage. Is there anything you want to say about this tune before we take a listen?
This tune was very fun to write and very fun to record. And I wrote it about my marriage.
Well, once we give it a spin, we'll probably have a few more questions. But for now, let's get this party started. This is Kelley Smith, Marriage, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Warm your skin on my honey dew. Summer's gone and I'm still loving you. Seems we close our eyes and wake up all. Stay with me, my shelter from the cold. Run your fingers through my golden gray. Love, be kind, remember me this way. Steady hands to fill my empty cup. It's enough, love, it's enough. Did we almost lose each other? charm. So take these years into your loving arms. Did we almost lose each other? In the arms of one another. Just look me in the eyes and come home. Oh, go home. Winter's coming and we'll hunker down. Feed a fire here that won't burn out. Find some patience and some kindness too. Melt the ice that grew in me and you.
All right. Sweet tune.
Nice. Yeah.
Kelley Smith
Thank
with
you.
Marriage from her 2022 EP Moonchild, which we are revisiting today on the back catalog listening party with Kelley Smith joining us. And some really nice textures going on in that recording, especially
you.
when that slide came in. Super
Has a
sweet.
dobro player there?
Yeah, that was my producer Joel Schwartz.
All right. Yeah, I
Great.
mean, we might as well just get right into it. Like, I'm always curious about who ends up on people's records, especially if this is your kind of your debut. And tell us about who is playing on this record and where they fit into your life as this project emerged.
Yeah, I was trying to find this photo because this is the only way to explain Joel and how Joel and I became connected. I had put a different song up on my like newly discovered Instagram thing. Like I just discovered Instagram during COVID, and I just written this other song, and I had put it on the Instagram to share with my friends. And a couple days later, Joel commented on that video and then said, "Check your DMs." And I didn't know what DM meant. So I don't know. I guess I figured it out eventually, and I went into the message place, and and there he had put a video in there of, okay, this is how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna show this to you guys this way.
Yes. Okay, we are looking at.
We're looking at me playing my song, and side by side is him.
Oh, so he like played along with your track.
And so I watched it, and I went to my husband and I was like, "Honey, I think there's a guy. He's either trying to hit on me or scam me on the internet." And so it took me a few days then again, and then I just kind of very shyly responded, just trying to figure out what was happening. And then, then there was more of a formal introduction, and that little riff he's playing along with my song Dust, and that riff actually ended up in the album recording because I found it to be really compelling. And so I think that's what caught my attention more than anything. I wasn't sure about his hat. He doesn't really wear hats anymore. I'll just say, like, we worked remotely because it was COVID. It was I mean, I don't know how much you want me to say. I know we have an hour, but
as much as you want to say.
This is the good stuff. This is the juicy stuff.
It was such a learning experience for me, and really just like pure curiosity, I'd been a stay-at-home mom for a while. And I just discovered my guitar a few years prior, and then I just discovered songwriting. And then the thought of of releasing music into the world was sort of a private dream of mine, but something that I didn't have the courage to say out loud. And so when Joel, I'm so grateful for Joel. I don't know what this journey would have looked like without Joel, because, he introduced himself and was like, hey, I like your music. Let's make it into a recording and share it with people. And he didn't push me, but he very gently nudged me in that direction, and helped me with the courage part of things. So as we were working together remotely, there were stressful parts for me, and like the first song on the record, Moonchild, that I just didn't know. I was practicing sort of using my words and like saying what I wanted, because I knew Joel wanted to know what I wanted, but I didn't want to. It was very passive, and then perfection. Like I had a lot of perfectionism going on with that song. So by the time it got to this song, I think this is the second one we worked on, Marriage. I just had a blast. Like we had a blast together. He plays the dobro on there. And then I don't know, like there's different elements. The vocals on that I recorded just really quick before I ran off to work. I'm a guitar teacher. And all of that happened in this bedroom. Like, here's my bed. I realize this is very personal. That's my cat, Figaro. He's sleeping.
I was going to ask, so this, not only was it kind of written and the collaboration started in COVID, it was just recorded in your bedroom spaces and passed back and forth?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I've got this, and before it was our cat, Paul Bunyan, who would have been in here, and he ruined so many of my recordings, because like there'd be like I'd get a good take on the guitar and that last, chord just decaying, and then he'd be like, in the summer he's an outside cat, so he still is with us, but he's outside. Figaro, we think he thinks with a French accent. But all of the Moonchild songs were recorded like at the foot of my bed on a rolling cart with a laptop and I think this microphone.
Nice.
So
nice. And so you sent it to Joel, and did he put it together then in like his studio?
He put it together. He added some things, and there were days where we were just collaborating back and forth a lot. So I'd quick send him something and we're chatting, and then he'd send me something, or he'd be like, oh, I like that. Why don't you try this? And I'd be like, okay, let me try that real quick. And then I'd do it and send it to him. And so one of the things in this song, I quick recorded the vocals for it without overthinking it too much. So that vocal is just, it's just what it is. Like I didn't do more than one take of it, which was very liberating.
Cool.
And then I went to go work at the guitar store in my studio, and I quick bought a harmonica because I was like, I think this song needs a harmonica. And I didn't know harmonicas came in different keys. So luckily the song, they helped me out at the store. And so I got a harmonica in the key of A, brought it home that night and recorded the harmonica. I mean, you just blow into it and move it around.
Right.
It can get a lot more complex than that, but it was fun. Like it was just such a creative freedom with this song. And then there's like a banjo percussion thing that happens where I just picked up this old Strom tenor banjo, and it really wasn't like usable for much other than like hitting it. And so I would like rub my thumb to make that swishy noise, and then just hit it, like rub, hit, rub, hit. And it created this cool percussive thing that wasn't planned. And I think that's the making of that song into a recording is my ideal of what production would be, where it's just free and, following that curiosity. Oh, what would this sound like? And
has a playful feel.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then also, let's see. So we had the harmonica, and then the percussion was just the banjo, or was there any other kind of percussive noises on
So Joel has two friends that he brought in for playing upright bass, and then a little bit of like a thump.
Mm.
So that's all actual musicians playing those. And they're Joel's from Canada, Toronto, and so he's got a whole Canadian music community up there, which is also a cool connection because my husband is Canadian. Therefore, my kids are half Canadian, so I'm the only non-Canadian in this situation. But,
Except for maybe Figaro.
oh yeah, he's French Canadian.
Oh yeah. Well, so have you gotten to perform at all in Toronto or in Canada since you have all these Canadian connections?
No. We just like spent our entire life savings on getting 6 passports.
Mm.
And then we went up to see my husband's family. He's from British Columbia. Just last week actually. So that's been our first trip to Canada since before COVID times. So, but now I have the passport, so hopefully I can go. I don't know. I've never met Joel in person, but I consider him a very good friend. So
That's great. What a great story. I mean, on this show, we've dealt with a lot of artists that were stopped in their tracks because of the pandemic, where everything shut down and they couldn't release the album that they had ready to release and all this. And every now and again, there's stories like this where it was actually that time, that quiet, that space that birthed something new. So I just think it's cool to hear that story, and it's mind-boggling to me that this was all done remotely with someone who you had never met in person, because it's got a real cohesive sound, and it's remarkable what you guys were able to put together.
Thank you.
And how clean it sounds too, because if this is your first kind of recording experience, I don't know if you had to buy, new gear or anything like that to do the recordings at home. But again, the vocals and the guitars just sound so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think that's a lot of Joel too. And I have some, like I started out with some awareness of what to do. I have a bachelor's degree in radio production. So, I knew about things like signal flow and mic placement and how to use a digital audio workstation and whatnot. Sometimes I sort of come across a little dopey about these things, but I do know some things about some things. So that came in handy, I guess, too. So
yeah, for sure.
Hey there, would you like to be part of the live show? Well, become a member of the Back Catalog Listening Party Patreon, and you'll get a backstage pass to weekly online tapings where you can ask the artist questions and participate in the live chat with a fun community of like-minded music nerds. You'll also get a first look at upcoming guests and receive invitations to special live streams and private after parties. So join the party today at patreon.com/Back Catalog Listening Party.
Well, this is so great. Again, we are chatting with Kelley Smith about her 2022 EP Moonchild. And if folks out there joining in for this show want to have any questions or comments for Kelley or questions about the songs, feel free to throw it in the live chat. Emily said, "This is the best thing on my Wednesday evening." And I couldn't agree more. Whenever you are tuned in, this is always my favorite hour of the week, where we get to chat with musicians and just kick back and listen to music with no agenda except to listen together. So let's listen together to the next tune. And this is one that you were referring to, Dust. And you said it was the guitar part that he did for this tune that kind of drew you in.
Yeah, here we are. That one.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or should we just give it a spin?
Let's give it a spin.
All right. This is Kelley Smith, Dust, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Just another early morn. The sun came up without you. The world keeps spinning like my head is spinning. It's all the same, and that's more than I can bear. The birds, they greet the day with songs of old, songs they hold for those bowed low. They fly free just like a sign for you and me that this gravity will give way someday, someday. Dust we come, and Lord, and dust we will return. The peace, the pain of every season's change. Seems like yesterday your hand was warm in mine, and now you slip through my fingers in dust. It's not that I'm afraid for you. You'll be light and I'll be blue. I can't recognize a world without your smile. It's not the same. It'll take a little time. From dust we come, and Lord, to dust we will return. The peace, the pain of every season's change. Seems like yesterday your hand was warm in mine, and now you slip through my fingers. Time walks on, and so will I. The sun went down without you, but you lie deep beneath the flower beds in my hair. Still your love nurtures me. Oh. From dust we come, and Lord, to dust we will return. The peace, the pain of every season's change. Seems like yesterday your hand was warm in mine, and now you slip through my fingers. Seems like yesterday I opened up my hands and set you free. Dust.
Oh, beautiful. Kelley Smith
Thank
with
you.
Dust from her 2022 album Moonchild, which we are revisiting today on the back catalog listening party. And I love how you and Joel got like a sound that's, really suited to these songs. Marriage had that sort of, playful kind of love tune. And this, of course, a song, I'm guessing inspired by Lost, but like it has that, more reflective quality, which I think sonically is really present with Joel's. Was that all Joel doing some of those electric guitar textures?
Yeah, I really feel like what comes through is that Joel really like appreciated that song. Like you can tell, I could tell from what he was adding that he had gone into his own space creatively, which was such a huge honor. That like he just warmed the thing up, and he it was so respectful with it too. Like we tried a few different things, and, settled on just a really modest like amount of things added in the end. But yeah, kind of that warm. I was really rigid about not having like modern things like Ebo.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he would just kind of cheekily be like, gotta be open to the Ebo, and I wanted the whole album to sound like, a Mississippi John Hurt record or something. That's what I was really sort of immersed in at the time, was a lot of country blues and like live recordings that are just super sparse. But yeah, he really did a beautiful job. So.
Well, he's not the only one that loved that one. Our friend Emily chimed in to say, I honestly think Dust is one of the most brilliant folk songs.
Thank you,
which
Emily.
is high praise coming
Yes.
from another great musician.
Yes, indeed.
And speaking of Emily, she played for me one time a piano cover of Dust after a show that, what is it? Did I do the show? I don't know. We were both at a show somewhere and sitting on a stage as everybody was packing up. And Emily and I were friends in the real world, and we were sitting next to each other at the piano, and she played the whole thing on the piano for me. It was one of the most beautiful moments that I've had in a while. So,
well, that gets at a question that I had, which is, you said you wrote these songs after your 4 kids were asleep, in the late night hours. And then you shared some music on Instagram, and that's how you connected with Joel. But how did you make the transition from writing songs and even recording them into sharing them in a live performance setting? I know you have a big music background, but was sharing your own songs in front of a live audience can be a really scary and vulnerable experience. So I'd love to know how you were able to make that transition.
Oh, yeah. I shook. I really, really shook. I am a socially anxious person. I don't know I don't know how much of that comes across anymore these days, but I I was raised in the church too, so I did a lot of standing on a stage and singing and playing instruments for church-related things, even into adulthood. But maybe that was different. I'm trying to think. I think that made me nervous too. I don't know. But so then as COVID restrictions were lifting up, I learned myself a bunch of old time music. Again, that was what I had. Really, it was old time music that I discovered after really spending time with pretty much every other genre since childhood. I'd never been exposed to old time mountain music, or folks like Doc Watson, Mississippi John, and I just loved too, like the country blues, and so that kind of music is what taught me to play my guitar the way that I play my guitar, and eventually
Self-taught?
banjo. Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow, very impressive. I was going to ask about that just because the fingerstyle stuff is very intricate. Sounds great.
Thank you. Which is funny because I'm a guitar teacher, but secretly I'm like, you don't need this. But yeah. So where was I going with that? So I started learning, Doc Watson-y kind of stuff, like some country blues stuff, and just some, general folk music. I love folk music. It's kind of like, if you have, like, your musical house has many rooms, so like folk music would be my bedroom, where I feel the most like cozy and like I can just rest and feel warm, fuzzy feelings. That's folk music for me. And so I discovered it in my mid to late 30s, no, mid 30s. So I was learning songs, and then as the COVID restrictions started to lighten up, I booked myself some gigs at various breweries, which was so awkward because there's all the distancing, so they'd like put you on a trailer. You'd be on this trailer, and then all the other people would be like at the distanced tables, and you're not sure anybody was listening to you or what. But I would go to play a song that in my own kitchen or my own bedroom, I could play, flawlessly, somewhat. I guess those two words don't go together. Relatively well. How about that? And then I'd go to walk onto the trailer or whatever kind of a corner that they were putting me in, and my fingers would shake so badly that I couldn't play the song. Which doesn't work with country blues finger picking. You can't just switch to strumming. So, and then the other thing, so I did that for a while, and it got a little bit by bit better. And then I started writing, and because the town I live in it's very much like a cover band oriented culture here musically. And we don't really have listening rooms and things like that, though we're working on it. I felt apologetic when I would sort of work one of my original songs into a set, and or I just wouldn't tell people it was my song, just things like that. It's just so awkward, It's okay. It's okay if it's awkward. You can either decide when you realize it's going to be awkward to not do it because you don't like how it feels, or just keep doing it and sort of like your nervous system learns. Mm-hmm. And then once your nervous system is more regulated on stage, that's when that soul connection thing can happen. So you kind of have to get out of the way in order to, you're standing on a stage, but you kind of have to get out of the way at the same time, in order for that connection to happen. And so for me, that the only way for that to happen was like lots and lots of practice and being really shaky and awkward. And I'm still awkward. That has not gone away. But I don't know. I'm starting to loosen up in that way. And that's all I'll say about that.
As someone who has recently seen you, you performed for a special happy hour we did here in the Twin Cities with one of our past guests, Megan B. And folks can check it out on our Back Catalog Listening Party Facebook page. But I have to say, no one would guess that you were ever had that kind of had the shakes or felt nervous about sharing your songs. You have just beautiful stage presence, and the songs are so good, and the picking is so top notch. And nowadays you are playing all over the place of all kinds of listening rooms, the Great River Folk Festival, and a bunch of theater spaces. So it's been really great to watch your pretty quick ascension in the regional music scene, which is so great. And if you want to check out Kelley Smith live, I highly recommend it. If you go to kelleysmith.com, kelleysmithmusic.com, and the Kelley has an E because and there's more than one Kelley Smith making music out there. But this is the one that you want to check out first, kelleysmithmusic.com. You can check out her tour dates. Also, if you're liking the music you're hearing, you can pick up a CD copy as well, also on Bandcamp. And man, again, the sound's so good. The intimacy, the quality of the sounds, and it will sound even better if you get the high-res files or the CD copy.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you got the physical copy, you'd get this beautiful album artwork. And I wanted to make sure that we got to Connie's question here. Connie chimed in to say, I love the album cover. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. I'm glad you asked that question. That artwork is by, again, this is funny, a Canadian artist.
All roads lead to Canada.
Yeah.
And I have my passport now, so sometimes I seriously think about it.
Been thinking about it a lot
in a
lately.
more permanent way. So there's a Canadian artist. His name is David Hayward, and he also goes by the Naked Pastor. Depending on, he does cartoons, but so his cartoons are kind of picture commentary on the church, like the evangelical church mostly. And I think that's how I discovered him initially. And then I looked into him a little bit and discovered his artwork, like this one that you're looking at here. Yes. So he has a whole series. You can find it on his website. This is the Sophia series, and Sophia means wisdom. And there's a whole series of this gal. I think she's naked in every single one. She's fighting bears. She's like standing up to bears in one of them, I think, and she's breaking down a big brick wall in another one. And, her hair is always just wild, and she's just like naked and out in the world, sort of like, breaking down walls and sort of finding her way out of, chains. And this is part of that series. And I found this one to be so compelling enough that I put it as my phone background that year, 2020, COVID, like while I was writing all of those songs in the middle of the night. And that this image was very inspirational to me, because I'm like, that's me. And that's all of us. You don't have to be a naked lady. You can be a dude with clothes on.
Real quick, for those who are listening to the audio podcast version, we're looking at a really beautiful illustration of a moon. And there's two trees, and this woman is in a hammock, kind of strung between these two trees, but towards the top of it. So I just want to get that in there for those who are just sitting there in their car listening and wondering what we're talking about. Carry on.
All right. Yeah. And this lady swinging on this hammock between these two trees was me. And when I wrote the songs for the Moonchild EP, I was up in the middle of the night, an insomniac, staring at the moon, and my backyard is full of these very trees that look very similar to the trees in this image. And I would imagine myself sort of leaving my body and just my soul wandering around in the forest in the middle of the night. And it wasn't a midlife crisis. I may have been I think it was 38 when I started writing, or 39. So I guess technically I was midlife, but it was just kind of this like opening that I was experiencing, where I was, my faith was changing. And I, as somebody who has had social anxiety my whole life, I was learning to use my words. I was learning to say no to things. It was just such a transitional time. I've changed as a person so much since this. And one thing that the listeners could know too about this image is she's swinging from these two trees, but one is a full tree and one is sparse and dead or dying. And I never like to say what those trees represent, because for every person, I think it can be a different thing. But some suggestions would be, death and life, or scarcity and abundance, or whatever that may be, that like, we live in this reality, and we live in this tension of like deep grief and also joy at being alive, like joy and wonder that we're here. How is that a thing? And you can have those moments almost simultaneously sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I see now we are looking, and by the way, all these images you'll be able to see also on the back catalog listeningparty.com website. If you go to the show notes for this episode, we'll share those photos there as well. But the actual album art, which we're looking at now, obviously is like a modified version of that, where it looks like it's maybe more explicitly you with the hat and the guitar sitting on the hammock between the two trees.
Yeah, and I went through a hat phase at some point, but
We all do.
I know that was it's like, well, I sing folk songs and I wear a hat now, and I guess I play the harmonica. But I had reached out to this artist, David Hayward, and asked him to make one of these for me. So this is a digital version of, he actually sent me in the snail mail actual hand-done art.
Oh,
wow.
And then I just kind of adjusted it a little for the album cover.
That's incredible.
So
you can pick up this album art, the physical copy, if you go to Kelley Smith's Bandcamp page. There's also other very cool merch, which you can check out as well. So you'll want to go that and throw in a little extra for Kelley Smith, because, she's always writing new music, and we want to fund the future back catalog of Kelley Smith as well.
That's right. We got to get her up to Canada so she can record in person with Joel next time. So
exactly. The Back Catalog Listening Party is brought to you by EFS Publicity. Founded by veteran publicist, promoter, DJ, and musician Ellen Stanley, EFS brings an artist's perspective to the table, working to help clients get to the next level in their career. Services include national and international media campaigns, radio promotions, tour press, crowdfunding, grant writing, and more. Get a quote or set up a consultation today at efspublicity.com. Well, we're going to try and squeeze in as many tunes as we can, because this hour is going by super fast. So the next track that you picked to feature, the next track on the record, is Tea and Whiskey. Is there anything you want to say about it before we take a listen?
Nothing more than I was relaxed when I recorded this, which felt good.
All right. We're going to give it a spin. Kelley Smith, Tea and Whiskey, here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
I'm a fool, making castles in the air with you. Oh, what a state I am in. 'Cause I'm a child, reflecting for a little while in your laughing eyes. I am old and I am new, so take me back and lead me on to my dreams here. We'll make a bed on the moon, grow a garden, and set a table for two. We'll come and go as we please, there's no demanding, just you and me, tea and whiskey. Well, I run, oh, how I run, far away, so far from the dreamer that I was. But I find, oh, how I find just a little bit of her when you look at me and smile. I am old and I am new, so take me back and lead me on to my dreams here. We'll make a bed on the moon, grow a garden, and set a table for two. We'll come and go as we please. There's no demanding, just you and me, tea and whiskey. If we could shed this skin, come on and shed this skin. We'll find ourselves again. We're finding home. I'm just a wiser girl, and you're a little boy making do with all that weighs on you. So come with me, wild and free, and we'll go singing and dancing among the fading stars. We'll make a bed on the moon, grow a garden, and set a table for two. We'll come and go as we please. There's no demanding, just you and me, tea and whiskey. Whoa, just you and me, tea and whiskey.
Ah, beautiful. Kelley Smith with Tea and Whiskey from her 2022 album Moonchild. And did I hear a banjo?
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Just so,
Kind of a plucky banjo.
yeah. It just, what I love about the production, I mean, the song itself is so beautiful, but what I really love about the production is like, you know, it has this gentle thing, and then the banjo kind of creeps its way in. It has some of that old timey feel that you were talking about. But then that beautiful vocal section, which sounds much more modern, but fits the song so beautifully. I take it that was just your voice recorded a bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
I was really fitting the vibe. So whether you're out there if you're joining us for this musical happy hour, the back catalog listening party, and whether you're enjoying tea or whiskey or water or a box wine, we hope that you are enjoying the music. And again, you can catch Kelley Smith live. If you live in the upper Midwest, she's playing Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, a ton of dates coming up through the summer and fall. Alan wishes that you wouldn't stop at Iowa, though, and just head all the way down 35 to Texas. We'll have to work on that. But for now, we can, of course, enjoy this beautiful recording, which you can buy on her Bandcamp page, or if you go to kellysmithmusic.com. It's a great way to support independent musicians. And speaking of support, we need to thank the folks that support this show, our Patreon supporters. And they've been keeping this show going for more than 5 years. And this was our pandemic project, Kelley.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Tony had this brilliant idea of like, well, there's all this recorded music, so we can still hang out with our friends online. And for socially anxious people, it's great because, you can just chime in whenever you want. No social pressure. You just enjoy the music and hang out. And these folks decided this is something they wanted to continue even when things opened back up, that there's still a place for listening to recorded music together in a room, even if it's a virtual room. So we want to thank these folks for keeping the party going for over 5 years. Penny, Ann, Alinda, Bevan, Connie, Vaughn, Ellen, Chris, Becky, Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Fred, Tim, Sarah, David, Jocelyn, Matt, Steve, Mark, Homestead, Pick and Parlor, Severin, Lynn, Mary, Nikki, Joni, David, CJ, Wiley, Christy, Diane, Hetty, Sandy, Neighbor Ann, BZ, Paul, Cynthia, Ross, and Mike, and maybe you, if you want to join our Patreon party, that's how you get invited to these live tapings. So if you are like, oh man, I would have loved to have asked Kelley about that guitar lick, Well, we can't help you there, but we can help you get invited to the next back catalog listening party taping. Just go to patreon.com/back catalog listening party. And you can join at any level. And we just appreciate the support, and we appreciate your ears. So even if you're just tuned in, thank you for being a part of the party.
Yeah, and if you're listening in to the podcast version and you like this Kelley's music, and you want to spread it, you can actually share this episode with a friend, and more people will get to know Kelley's music and the stories behind them and everything like that. So we do appreciate everybody out there supporting independent musicians.
Exactly. And we have time for just one more tune. So we're excited to get to that. The last one, not the final one of the record. We're getting to more of the songs on this recording than we usually do because it's an EP. So, but the next song you picked to feature, Kelley, is "I'll Let Go." Is there anything you want to say about it before we take a listen?
Let's wait till after, I suppose.
Okay.
All right. This is Kelley Smith, "I'll Let Go," here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Been hanging on for so long and never hoping for a thing. You say that I am bound for good, and a bit of faith will give me wings. Well, am I flying? Am I falling? Here at the edge of everything. Am I the tired fool for trying? Here at the edge of me. Take me now to the end of my rope, beyond what I think I know, and lay me down in the autumn leaves. Hold me, and I'll let go. Whoa, whoa, I'll let go. Spent too many miles tripping on who I was and I could be. Am I surrendered? Am I drifting? Is that all finally leaving me? What do you do with an undoing of what you thought you had to be? Well, I'll come here and go out singing beneath the old trees. Take me now to the end of the road, beyond what I think I know, and lay me down in the autumn leaves. Hold me, and I'll let go. Whoa, whoa,
All right. Kelley Smith with I'll Let Go. Beautiful way to round out our hour, revisiting the album Moonchild, which came out in 2022. And if you want to hear that last song, the title track,
Yep.
then you'll want to buy the album or get the digital tracks at Bandcamp, kellysmith.bandcamp.com, or go to kelleysmithmusic.com. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And Connie chimed in to say, wonderful show. Thanks. And I couldn't agree more. What a beautiful, beautiful tune.
Yeah, beautiful
Thank you.
EP, and it really has that that calming effect you were talking about. I feel much more at peace.
I feel
Glad to
cradled in
hear
that
it.
hammock. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good to hear.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Well, again, check out Kelley Smith on tour and get her music. And Kelley, thank you so much for spending this hour with us.
Thank you for having me. This has been absolutely delightful. And thank you to everyone for showing up in the comments here too and listening online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also to all of you, whether you're listening to the podcast version, remember you can check out the show notes and get to all those links if you go to backcataloglisteningparty.com. And if you like what you heard, give it the thumbs up, rate the episode, and also feel free to subscribe and share with your friends because we want to let you know what's happening in future weeks. Every week we drop new episodes with different conversations with different artists, rediscovering old records together. So we hope that you'll join us again.
Yeah, we do. Well, thanks again, Kelley, and thanks again to everyone out there. And until next Friday, cheers. Keep supporting independent music and musicians.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us on the Back Catalog Listening Party. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review, which helps more people discover our show and our guests.
And do you want to be a part of the live show, get a first look at upcoming guests, and receive invites to private online parties and live streams? Then join our Patreon community at backcataloglisteningparty.com.
Have a great week. We'll see you back here next Friday for another edition of the Back Catalog Listening Party.